All right, here we have one where we have to again solve for x1, x2, but we have more than just, you know, doing the inverse here. We also have to first take and subtract off the 3, 5. Oops, 5. There we go. And so we're going to subtract off 3, 5. I don't know why I keep putting fractions there. There we go. 3, 5 on both sides. So now we have 2, 1 minus 6 minus 3. And that's the x1, x2. That equals, now we have 10 minus 3, which is 7, and 3, or 10 minus 3, and then 16 minus 5, which is equal to 11. Okay. Now we have to find the inverse of this. And so if we do it longhand, let's go ahead and do that. 2, 1 minus 6 minus 3, 1, 0, 0, 1. All right, so first things first, it looks like we have to take 1/2 row 1, and that's going to be our new row 1. So it's going to be a 1, 1/2, 1/2, 0, minus 6, minus 3, 0, 1. Now, why didn't I go ahead? Let's do something else here. Whoa, where'd it go? Let's do let's do something here. Let's do two steps in one instead of just the one step. Let's also take, since we have opposite signs already, let's take 3 times row 1 plus row 2, and that's our new row 2. So then we take 3 times that plus that, that gives us 0. 3 times that plus that, that gives us 0. 3 times that gives us a 3. And 3 times that plus that gives us a 1. All right. Now, oh, notice that we can't get the identity here. And because we can't get the identity here, that means there's no solution to this equation, this set of matrices, how it's set up here. And so because without the inverse, we can't figure out what the solution is. Okay. All right, so let's do another one since that was easy. All right, so we're supposed to write each system as a matrix equation and then solve using inverses. All right, so first things first, coefficient matrix. This can be 2, 1, 5, 3. And then we'll have x1, x2. And then we'll have, looks like K1, K2. Oops, not K2, K1. K1, K2. All right, and so that's going to be what we have to start with A, X, and B. Now we need to find A inverse, and so we'll have a 2, 1, 5, 3, and then 1, 0, 0, 1. And so let's take a half of row 1 and make that the new row 1. Now this one's not nice to make and do like I've done on the last one, so I'm just going to do one step only. So that's going to be 1, and then 1/2, and then 1/2, and then 0, and then 5, 3, 0, 1. So now I'm going to take a minus 5, row 1 plus row 2 is my new row 2. And maybe let's start all the way over here because it looks like we are going to run out of room. That's going to be 0. So that's going to be a minus 5/2, and then plus 6/2. So that's going to be a plus 1/2. And then we'll have a minus 5/2. And then we'll have a 1. Okay. Now we'll take a 2 row 2, make that the new row 2. So that's going to be 1, 1/2. Oh, well, let's do two things at once here. I just noticed that there's opposite signs. So let's also do a minus row 2 plus row 1, and that's the new row 1. All right, so that's going to be 1 minus that plus that's going to give us 0. Minus that plus that's going to give us, what, 3? Minus that plus that's going to give us minus 1. Then we'll have 0, and then we'll have 1, and then a minus 5, and then times 2 is 2. And so that now is a inverse. All right. And now it gives us our K1 and K2 for three different versions. And so what we need to do is we need to 3, -1, -5, 2. So we're going to have three things. We're going to have A, and it's going to be x1, x2, and then it's going to be equal to that 3, -1, -5, and +2. And now we have K1, K2. So K1 is 2, then 13. 2, and 13. Now we multiply. So it's 6 minus 13. So that's going to be minus 7. That's going to be a minus 10 plus 26. So that's going to be 16. And so that's going to be my solution. Now B, only thing different is my K1, K2, which now is 2, 4. Where's my writing here? 2, 4. All right, so it's going to be what? 6 minus 4, so that's going to be 2. That's going to be minus 10 plus 8, so it's going to be minus 2. And C, we have x1, x2, and we have 3 minus 1 minus 5 and 2, and we're multiplying that by now 1, negative 3. 1, negative 3. And so we'll have what? 3 plus 3, so that's going to be 6. That's going to be a minus 5 minus 6, so it's going to be a minus 11. Now, that's all they wanted. They wanted those three solutions. So they wanted, this and this and this. Okay. All right, let's stop there and we'll come back for some more.